Following up on 2005's GameCube release, Battalion Wars 2 continues Nintendo's action-heavy take on real-time strategy, placing players in the midst of battle with cute soldiers and chubby tanks. With additional field objectives and new online modes, this war has more to offer would-be field commanders. But is this a prolonged conflict, or just a light skirmish?
Whatever do you mean, Commander Pierce?
Battalion Wars 2 begins hundreds of years in the past, in the Mordor-inspired territory of the Iron Legion.
None can resist! Total conquest is at hand!
With dark forces bent on world domination, one lone soldier from the Solar Empire charges forth with their ultimate weapon and last hope in hand. After completing the opening mission, you'll return to modern day and embark on a series of campaigns that have you regularly changing sides to keep guessing which side is good and which is bad. Spreading rumors indicate that some nations have new super weapons in development, turning them into targets for rival countries. But signs point to an outside player who may be trying to weaken them all. Although the story isn't the game's biggest draw, it is interesting how the game puts you in the role of every player, even the game's clearest villains.
Excellent!
Instead of giving you a bird's-eye view of each conflict, Battalion Wars places you in direct control of one unit and lets you issue commands for the rest of the squad to follow your advance, hold position, or attack an enemy target. While you do get to fire off a few shots of your own, most of the game revolves around directing your units at opponents and using them wisely. Tanks can blast away machine gun nests and anti-air towers. Bazooka units can smash through a tank's thick armor, and flame veterans can burn through foot soldiers in no time. You're only given 5 or 6 types of units in each mission, but counting soldiers, land vehicles, naval vessels, and aircraft, there are 22 different classes in the game, providing plenty of variety. Most missions ultimately have you capturing an enemy's headquarters or defending your own, with midpoint objectives like escorting soldiers or naval transports. A few missions break up the action by allowing you to venture out on your own in a recon unit or sending a crew to clean up a national monument disgraced by enemy graffiti artists. New to Battalion Wars 2 are secondary facilities such as barracks, factories, and air bases, which produce specific unit classes and replace them if they get destroyed. Capturing all of these facilities is optional at times, but they often provide units essential for breaking through your opponent's last defenses. At the end of each mission, you're ranked according to how many enemies you've defeated, how many of your own units have been lost, and your completion time, letting you know exactly where your skills are lacking. The single-player mode only features 20 total missions, making it easy to complete in a weekend. But one-on-one online matches extend the game a little, with 3 game modes and 6 maps for each. Beyond the game's friendly exterior, learning to manage all of its controls and nuances can be intimidating for novice players. Thankfully, the game takes the time to let you adjust to each layer, starting you with a single unit before you get to lead a squad. Once you've learned all the tricks, the Wii controls work well for multitasking. The pointer is invaluable for choosing targets quickly, and you can direct your troops to attack with the A button or fire your own weapon with the B trigger. Units are arranged in classes at the bottom of the screen, allowing you to quickly give orders to small groups, individual units, or your full battalion using the control pad. Since you're able to take direct control of soldiers, tanks, ships, and planes, there are unique control schemes for each. But while it's fun to raise or submerge a submarine with a quick nunchuck gesture, using that same motion to make a soldier jump doesn't feel quite as intuitive. With a perspective that's always in the midst of the fray, forming strategies is a bit different in Battalion Wars 2. You're always focused on the battle before you, rather than managing multiple groups across a large map. Much of the strategy lies in telling vulnerable units when to hang back while you take larger vehicles forward to clear the way. And it's especially important to keep your planes from getting in range of anti-air weapons. One disadvantage of this perspective, however, is that it's not always easy to stay aware of everything happening around you. If you're too focused on sinking a submarine, it can be easy to miss the ship full of soldiers landing on the coast at your rear.
Commander, Imperial grunts have landed on the beach!
The lack of multiplayer was a sore point with fans of the first title. But this time, Battalion Wars delivers, with 3 online modes, provided you can find a friend to exchange codes with. Skirmish matches are all about destruction, as each player tries to destroy the most units. Rounds of assault have one player defending key facilities in his territory, while the other tries to tear them down within a time limit. Co-op missions let players team up to take down a computer opponent. Each mode is fun with an experienced friend, but matches are limited to 2 players, keeping the chaos to a minimum. The co-op mode is also severely hampered by the lack of voice chat, since each team is given different resources and there's no proper way to form a strategy within the game. With its cartoony soldiers and bloated vehicles, Battalion Wars 2 doesn't look like a typical war game, and its teen rating doesn't quite add up either. It isn't immediately stunning, but it maintains a consistent style and has nice touches like thick grass in the fields and reflections in the water. The game never slows down when there's a lot happening on screen, but the draw distance is limited in some areas. Commanding officers constantly bombard you with chatter and helpful tips that are clear to understand above the sounds of battle.
Well done, Commander. The Anglo bomber has been wiped out.
However, their exaggerated accents tend to be more annoying than charming.
Advance to the next gold star, Commander. There is no time to waste.
It certainly takes a while to adjust to the Battalion Wars style of gameplay, but the more time you spend with it, the more it grows on you. Fans of the original can expect a bit more depth and look forward to testing their skills online. But it's a shame that the single-player campaign amounts to skirmish and not a war.